And let's do some homework first. As always, we're going to edit and add this to a list. The school list. That's the category. Ooh, no. I did not mean to do that. We want people in blocks. Where is playlist? Let's see. So might need to create a new playlist. Say exam period. 2021. Create. We'll put it there. And we'll say that. Maybe also like a beer mistress's beer review, because we are reviewing a beer. And we will share this on all the social medias, because we're celebrating tonight. Oh my goodness. Week 1 is done. Hooray. So maybe also share this on Facebook, because I know. Or maybe not. Oh, and it just occurred to me that my upload speed is going to be really low because somebody stole. We momentarily had free Wi-Fi and somebody took advantage. And so all our, what's it called? The whatever it is, somebody used it up. But we are trying Reninge beer. Oh my goodness, so exciting. And you know it's special and amazing because it's wrapped in pretty paper. And probably the saddest thing about this beer is that I spent like 20 minutes looking for this. And it's a corked beer. So let's see if I can get this out of the paper without destroying the paper. Ooh. Can I? Okay, there we go. Pretty paper. Looky! Ah! This is cool. I like this. Yeah, that's another reason why I'm drinking, is because of the stuff that's going on in the US. But we'll open this up. And I have especially this extra tablecloth because I suck at opening. Oh, this doesn't have any labels. Wow. Oh, and there's lots of sediment in this. This is a blonde beer, by the way, so we're going to open it all the way over here because I don't want it. Ooh, okay, cool. No mess. I was really worried that it would explode or something. Let's pour this out. Ik ben in 1 week van mijn examen, maar ik ga geen alcohol drinken nu. Ik heb geen examen morgen. Ik had een examen deze middag. Maar de eerste week is klaar gedaan. Ik heb 3 bieren ik zal drinken. Eerste week, tweede week en de derde week. Here we go. I don't know how to say that in Dutch. And this one's a blonde. We started with the bad one first. Ik moet nog door tot de 29ste. Holy crap. Heb je examen tot de 29? Mijn laatste examen is, ik denk de 20. En dan ben ik klaar. Maar de eerste week. I'm not sure it's worth keeping this bottle just because there's nothing really like extraordinary about it. It's just green. I don't know. But This is, ooh, it's really hazy. That's not surprising. There's a whole bunch of sediment, but it's still there at the bottom, so it's probably going to be where all the taste is. Let's smell this. It smells bitter. It says bitter blonde on the packaging. And this is from Reninge, it says. Yeah, Reninge. That's where I live. So it's a local beer. You probably won't be able to get it. You'll have to live vicariously through me. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's just smakelijk. Okay, for a blonde, this isn't that bad. And that seems more like a champagne than a beer. It is sort of like shaped as a champagne bottle because there's like this little divot in there, which you find with champagne. So it's very interesting, but you can find cork beers. Lambics tend to be corked sometimes. Oh my goodness, guys. It's a weird day. I know I went MIA after like day 9 of studying because I sort of had this whole mental breakdown because it was just constant studying. So I took a small break and then I wasn't streaming because I was really studying and then not studying, studying and then not studying. Okay, I hate to complain, but you know the Colts, the playoffs are on and the Colts and the Bills are playing. Well, okay, for those of you who don't know, my mom, yeah, that's her. You don't have to stay and watch. Just keep it on in the background. It helps the numbers. Anyway, mental breakdown. And then I was sort of taking more breaks when I was studying, and then the exam started. Oh my gosh. You know, I've taken exams before, and I've always had this feeling where I study, I go and take the exam, and then after I feel, oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And I have not had that feeling once during the 4 exams that I had, with the exception of the communications exam, which was really, it wasn't something you could study for. Either you can do it or you can't. And I know I did well on that because the teacher said we did well on it because it was a group thing. We had to do these role plays, and I ended up with these very talkative girls, and we met up before and we sort of we worked through things that we could improve and what we wanted to do, so we were well prepared for that test, and that's the only one I'm confident in, is that I'm fairly certain I passed communication. All the other ones, no. I had my marketing exam on Monday. The marketing was the easy one. It's supposed to be the easy one, and it was so hard. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There was this whole no cure, no pay that was on the test, and I don't remember that from the notes. After the test, I checked the notes. It's not in the notes. It's not in the book. So it's probably something that he mentioned in passing in class that I wasn't paying attention, so I didn't write it down, and I lost 5 points. Oh my goodness. 5 points from that. I need 10. But I don't know if I'm going to pass that or not. I just need 10 points. I don't know. And then we had international trade and payment procedures, which that's just a class that it makes me angry anytime I studied it. It really, oh my goodness. It's just paperwork. And the teacher, she really is nice and she likes what she teaches, and that's really great. Just, it's very questionable because it's paperwork. I've never been in a situation where I thought, you know what this needs? You know what's missing? Paperwork. I'm not, no. That's all that class is knowing paperwork. And with the test, there's this one thing I refused to study, and that was this customs value calculation because it was dumb. And there were two different questions on it, and I didn't know how to do it. And I stand by my decision of not studying it because it is dumb. But still, there were probably 5 questions that I skipped because she has guess correction. So you either know the answer or you don't. And if you guess and you don't know, you miss a third of a point. So it's So I know that there are at least 5 points that I missed. And then I know that there are 2 questions that I really messed up. So I'm already like 7 points down. So I need to get everything right, and I can miss 3 more, and that's it. And that's to get the 10. Oh my goodness. That test was hard. And then today we had Excel. And I am thankful that I got to sleep in. Thank you to the Excel teacher. I don't know if he got to choose when we would get to take the test, but I appreciate the fact that it was in the afternoon because I got to sleep in. The downside is, holy crap, that test was hard. And it's not even that it was hard for the Excel stuff. It's hard with math because it's all calculation stuff, and I just do not know how to calculate things. Just my brain just. And then I was just fighting with the program because there was an equation that was a count if, but I couldn't make it work. And then I came home, I tried it on the Excel on my computer, and it worked fine. So it was just, it's just on that computer, probably on that specific Excel where it did want to work because it's me. But I finished the test. It took the full 2 hours. But I was thinking, I need to pass that one because I feel like even if I tried to retake the exam, I don't think I'd pass. And even if I retook the class to retake the exam again, I don't think I'd pass because it's like, this is literally the best I can do in Excel. I need to pass. And yeah, there's been a lot of stuff going on back home. It started, what was it? On Thursday. And I actually found out about it right before I was supposed to take my communication exam because the mob descended on the Senate and they seized it. There was a shootout, 5 people died, and I don't know what to say about it because it's shocking. It looked like something out of like a Die Hard movie or some post-apocalyptic movie where like some terrorist tries to destroy the US and we all rise up and defeat them, and that's the movie, but it's not a movie, it's real life. And I just saw, I didn't look into it, but apparently there was a second mob. I don't know. I'm sort of avoiding the news right now because it's just I don't know what's going on in the US, and I don't have time to care right now because I have exams. I have a German test on Wednesday and I know nothing. Literally nothing. And no, we're not going to complain, except we are going to complain a little bit so I can get it all out. But this week was all the difficult exams. But all the exams that I have next week are the exams that I did finish the study process for. And so I need to work on that so that I can revise for the test. But I'm semi-confident in them because what is it? It's German. I'm going to do well on that. Or at least I'm going to do the best that I can. And if I don't do well this time, it's okay, because I have the rest of the year to do really well in the last exam in June, because that's how it works. I can technically fail this one and do really well in the next one and still pass. So we'll have to see. Then we have Word. Word might be iffy. The teacher was MIA during the study block, and there was this one part of the lesson that she never finished. And I sent her an email, and then she uploaded the end of the lesson, and she did it, but she didn't share her screen. And I was trying to follow along by like what she was saying, and oh my gosh, it was so, it didn't work. The first thing I hit was the directories in Word and nothing happened. So I sent her another email and it was so awkward because I wasn't sure. Well, no, I'm pretty certain that she meant to share her screen because she kept saying like, look, it looks like this. So she was making references to the fact of like what should have been on screen, but it was so awkward. I don't know. And then I still haven't received an email from her about my questions about the fact that there's this thing in field codes that I can't do, and she hasn't given me an answer for it. And nobody in the group chat for the class on Facebook know what to do either. It's all very interesting. And then there's law. Law will be on Saturday. I'm not digging having exams on Saturday. That's not cool. Like, why do they do that? No. And then next Saturday, I'll actually have to get up early at 6. I don't want to get up at 6 on a Saturday. But I'm more confident about law, even though there are like 4 chapters that I haven't gone over. I'm more confident about it. Because I feel like I've read through all the legal texts and I pretty much have it memorized. At least the parts that he mentions in his slides. So I'm confident about that. And then I just need to learn accounting, which I don't know, and that's math. And then it'll all be over. It just, oh my goodness. I have to go through this again in June. I feel bad for Belgians. Apparently this is something you've had to go through for years. Wow. Just congrats and appreciation to all the Belgians. Just amazing. Wow. Just lots of love. Okay, now that I have all the negativity out. It's so nice seeing everybody at school. Oh my gosh. I've been so secluded now for like the 2 weeks because everybody has been busy and they're studying, and it's just so nice to talk to people. Granted, all we're talking about are the exams and the questions, but it's so nice to like have some human interaction. We're also in lockdown sort of right now. It's sort of particular. I really like, I'm enjoying the fact that I can go somewhere and I can see and talk to people, but it's also worrying because Prince Charming has been sent home to work from home. And there's also talk that the children's, like the elementary school, they'll be extending the vacation in February because of the coronavirus. And so it's sort of bad if they're already thinking about doing that in February and it's January, which makes me wonder, why the heck do I need to go into school to take tests when we could do them online? Although I will say, I am highly impressed with the measures that are taken to keep everybody at the actual 1.5-meter distance. And yeah, I feel safe. Everybody's wearing a mask. There's a hand sanitizer everywhere. They provide stuff, so if you're using the computers, you can wipe them down, which I'm doing that because I don't want to get corona, because holy crap, I know way too many people that have gotten corona, and I seem to be the only one who hasn't gotten it, and I don't want it. And oh my goodness, the beer just hit me. It went straight to my head. I really want to know how Belgians manage this whole exam period thing. Oh my goodness. They're so positive. That's the thing that I was sort of culture shocked about, because we're going to go into stereotypes here, and I'm not saying this to offend people, but I have noticed that Belgians are really more realistic than, say, positive, enthusiastic Americans. And I've been really pessimistic lately that it's, oh my God, this test is so difficult, I've 100% failed. Versus the Belgians have been, oh wow, that was really hard, I probably passed. I was like, man, I need to just suck up that positivity because my way of thinking is bad. And I keep telling myself, you're gonna pass. You're gonna pass the test. They're gonna be hard. And they are. Holy crap, they're so freaking hard. But I'm gonna pass. And if I don't, it's okay because in Belgium they offer all kinds of opportunities to succeed. And that's probably the biggest culture shock. And I feel like I've talked about this in other videos, but if you're new here, hey, I'm Kathryn, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to school in Belgium. I'm studying business management and entrepreneurship, and I'm in exams. And if I happen to fail my exam, I have this great opportunity that sometime, I think it's in August or September before the new year starts, I can retake the exams. Which is great because that gives me the whole summer to study. And then if I fail the test, which let's hope that I don't fail anything, then I could just retake the course, which is amazing because in the US, if you fail a course, then you don't have enough credits to graduate for the year. So you normally end up having to just repeat the whole year. And it's so amazing that I would just have to carry over a class. And so it's awesome. I love it so much. But I don't plan on failing. And if I do, I plan to study really hard during the summer and retake the test. Or hopefully I'll get high enough grades that I can use my relax credits and just be like, yeah, I'm not going to do this. Thank you. Exams. I'm glad that the first week is over. Also, there's free parking right now at the expo in Kortrijk. I like that. I think it's because Vibus has rented out some of the space there because they really are keeping us 1.5 meters apart, and they needed extra room for people to go take their tests. And I'm gonna find out what the expo building is like for accounting on the 19th. So that should be fun. And right now there's free parking. And I mean, in general, it's free because we can get validations from the school, so we don't have to pay. But it makes me happy. Like, you have to appreciate the small things in life. I'm not gonna lie, this beer really isn't growing on me. It just tastes bitter. And I like the bitter notes. It's that weird sort of sour. I'm gonna say I think it's the hops. I think I just don't like the taste of hops. I like the bitterness, but then there's like some sourness that goes along with that bitterness that I don't like. But it's not the worst blonde I've had, so it's at least drinkable. I might also be biased just because it comes from the Reninge, and this is where I live. I mean, I don't know where the street is. It's Zwarte Straat, so it's Black Street. I should try and find this place because, like, they say it's the Seizoens Brewery. I should try and find it. I hate to say, like, as I got this beer mainly because I saw that it was gift wrapped in this special paper. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I also like that it's corked, but like the little top is just plain and gold. There's nothing really special about it. And the bottle doesn't really have a label. I'm a bit disappointed by that because I sort of expected a pretty label. And see, now that I've gone and done a whole semester of school about business, packaging is one of the things that we covered, and I'm thinking that it really was a missed opportunity for them not to have some kind of label excluding this, because I think this is just, it's different. It's something that when I saw it at the store, the fact that it was wrapped in paper really caught my eye and made this beer just stand out against all the other beers. But the bottle, it's just like, I can't add it to my collection. I mean, look how sad this looks compared to all the other bottles. I'll definitely be keeping this piece of paper. But even still, like the design here, like I know that this really wasn't seen, and like this part here obviously was the important part, but I feel like something could have been done with all this empty space, like some pretty pattern or something. I don't know. I'm just, going back to school has been really, really great. That's one thing that I've noticed, is that I've been taking breaks and sort of focusing on writing, because that's the one thing that I can do right now where it will occupy my mind enough and make me focus so I'm not thinking about studying for something. And my writing groups, which I love my writing groups. My writing groups are amazing. However, I now know that even the really nice writing groups that I'm part of, especially the ones that are really focused on business and have business-minded people, they're all full of crap. And I know that sounds so pretentious because, like, Kathryn, you've only had a semester at your school. And it's like, yes, but my semester has just taught me that much. Like, there is theory behind everything that people say. It's just they're not basing it on that theory. They're basing it on their personal anecdotal evidence, which is garbage. Because there's actual theory and research that people much smarter than me have invested their lives into. And it's just like, this, for example, is what I'm thinking of, that packaging is so important. Like before, 20 years ago, packaging used to just be something to protect your product, right? But packaging nowadays isn't about just protecting your product. It's also about advertising your product. So if you consider something like Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola will have like the plastic packaging around it that still has the Coca-Cola logos and all that on it. And if you get it in the box, it has the Coca-Cola box, or the Coca-Cola box, the Coca-Cola labels. And so I look at that stuff now. It's amazing how when things are pointed out to you and you think, how are they labeling this? How could it be better? It's really great. I highly suggest that people go back to school if they want to learn business. I know I complain a lot about my subjects, but honestly, they have been so useful. Even international trade and payment procedures. I hate to admit it. It hurts inside to admit it. Oh, I hate the paperwork. But even that class has been really useful, because I was looking at something, because we got McDonald's the other day. And my children are, we'll take a step back. McDonald's in Belgium is currently doing this promotion for Jurassic World. And the Happy Meals have little dinosaur eggs with dinosaurs in them. I'm saying that's a really interesting promotion. But what I was thinking is that Jurassic World isn't really a movie that is for little children. So I was wondering, what was the thought process behind that, of putting Jurassic World products in a Happy Meal, when I thought that the movie would be more for children 13 or older. And then I saw that it was on Netflix. And so I was thinking that the market strategy that they were using was, what is it called? Front of mind, where you just constantly see something. And then because you're constantly seeing something on a subconscious level, it stays in the front of your mind. So for those of you who don't know, Jurassic World is apparently streaming on Netflix right now. So if you want to see that, you can. And anyway, how that ties into international payment and trading procedures is that there's this little piece of paper that comes with the egg, and I was reading like the little fine print that I've never read before, and whoever, like, nobody reads that, but I did because, you know, business. And I noticed that it came from 3 different places. It came from Germany, it came from China, and it came from the US. And I was trying to figure out, like, what are these different distribution channels and how does it all interact? And that's stuff that I learned in international trade and payment procedures. So it is useful. I still hate the class, it's mostly paperwork. And I feel bad for the people involved in making this little toy, because there must have been so much work involved, because there was trademark from the US. There was the fact that the toys were made in China, but then shipped to Germany, and then from Germany they were distributed to the rest of Europe, and that would have involved so much paperwork. I know which paperwork, so yay. I just feel so bad for the people that had to have done that. And I was thinking, I'm not going to do that kind of stuff if I ever get to that point in my career. I would just sell off the company and be like, have fun. I want to make a living. I don't need to have shipping all across the all across the world. I'm not that ambitious. Just make a living. And then I sometimes feel guilty because I think, wow, Kathryn, you were so incredibly lazy with some things. Like, it's just a little paperwork, but no. We had a part of our test for international payment and trade procedures was actually the paperwork involved with an exporter getting something outside of the EU, so it's extra complicated, and explaining all the paperwork involved in that. And it was, it's not fun. It really isn't. But I know it, and it is useful to some extent. I know that I will always need to get a customs agent because I don't want to fill out the customs forms, and I will need a general forwarder because I don't want to have to do anything else, and they'll just take care of the rest. That was probably the most useful fun thing from the class. And oh my gosh, this is only 7% ABV. Oh no, the 7 and 8% always hit me in a weird way. This is really hitting my head. Oh my goodness. That's why I'm taking little sips of it, because it's like I can feel that I'm tipsy. But it's not hitting my stomach in an unpleasant way or anything, so yay. We're going to drink some water because hydration is important when you're drinking. That's a trick, by the way. If you ever drink something and you're like, ooh, I don't want a hangover in the morning, just drink a bunch of water and you're golden. That has worked for me forever. And I've had a hangover once in my life, and I was really happy about it because I'd never experienced a hangover before. But it's because I didn't drink water. If you drink water, you don't get a hangover. I don't like these little bottles. You're probably thinking, Kathryn, why did you buy them then? I didn't. I don't like soda unless it's like Dr. Pepper or Pepsi, and you can't get Pepsi or Dr. Pepper here in Europe. So when we go to McDonald's, I always get a bottle of water. And this is the only size they offer you, which isn't fun because I like to get a large fry. So that I discovered that apparently this is an American thing that doesn't happen in Belgium, by the way. I'd love to hear back from you. But the ultimate way to eat fries is to take the fries and dip them in milkshake or a Frosty. But we don't have Frosties here, so milkshake will have to do. And my husband says that I'm weird. Well, I have been able to find vanilla Dr. Pepper and zero Dr. Pepper, but it's in the American section at the grocery store, so it's not in stock all the time. But I think it was like 2 weeks ago, I went grocery shopping and there were vanilla Dr. Peppers and I bought all of them. There were 9. They're all gone now. They were my little rewards for when I was studying. And I drank the last one today because I really needed one after the Excel test because, oh my goodness, it was so hard. The tests are so hard. And I also learned that there's a huge difference between my expectation of cheating and the expectation of cheating in Belgium, because I have this mindset that if you're at a university level and you have to have really strict rules about cheating, and when I mean really strict, we can't have pencil cases. If we're going to bring writing utensils, they have to be in a plastic bag. Nope. Bitte gerne. Danke. They have to be in a clear plastic bag, and I thought that was really weird because if somebody's going to cheat, they're going to find a way to cheat. That's just, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're going to find a way to cheat. But I've also been of the mindset that if you're somebody who's that desperate to cheat, especially at a higher level, like when you're little, like people cheat, they don't know better. But when you get like to high school, university, it's probably because the test is just too hard. That's my mindset, that the test is just too hard. Prince Charming doesn't agree with me. He's of the mindset that, no, it's because people didn't study. And after taking the test, I can say 100% without a doubt that it does not surprise me that people cheat because the tests are legitimately too hard. I mean, there are things on the tests that I had, and I've only had 4, that were not in the theory, they weren't in the slides, they weren't anywhere. There was a question that I was asked in the International Payment and Trade Procedures where I didn't know it, and I brought it up with one of the girls in the class, and she said, oh yeah, that was on this one case. It wasn't covered in any of the theory. It wasn't covered in class. It wasn't covered on any of the slides. It was just a random thing on one of the cases that wasn't even assigned for homework. And so if you didn't do the case and if you didn't ask her, you wouldn't have known. And the only reason she knew is because some girl actually did all the cases and then sent an email asking, what is this? And that's how she knew. And I missed that part of the conversation in the Facebook class chat, so I didn't know what it was. And that type of thing annoys me because it's like I'm not being tested on the things that we learn in class or even based on the book. I'm being tested on, well, this is what I taught you, but this is how much you should know. And it's just, it's very different to what I'm used to. And, you know, I try and think positively that, okay, I will probably always remember like what the what was it? ISPS? It's some security thing at the airport. I don't even really remember what the abbreviation stands for. I just know that it's some type of security check at the airport. And I'll probably always remember that because we did learn it in class, but it was on the test. So there's that. But I don't like that. It's like it was the same with marketing. No cure, no pay was not anywhere in the theory or in the slides. And nobody in the class knows what it is. And that's what is so irritating, is that if we were taught it, somebody would have remembered it. And I don't know what it is. And I asked Prince Charming, hey, would you happen to know what no cure, no pay is? Because he he's an intelligent man. And he said, well, it's an English expression. And I said, no, it's not. And for him, it is. It's an English expression. And I feel like it's one of those things where you had a group of Belgians who just saw this group of words, no cure, no pay, and were like, you know what, that sounds really cool. And just, yeah, it became an English expression in Belgium. That's what I think happened. The only thing I could think is like, maybe it's supposed to mean like no pain, no gain. But then I don't understand how that theory would work in a business to business context. I really don't. I mean, I still tried to answer the question, but I gave essentially the definition of divestments, and I don't think that was it because it didn't make any sense. But I tried. But yeah, if you're Belgian and you know what no cure, no pain means, I'd love to know because I don't know. I should probably just send him an email and be like, hey, what does no cure, no pay mean? Because I don't know, and nobody else seems to know, and it's not in the slides. No work, no pay? Yeah, but what would that even mean in a business-to-business context? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's supposed to be some, what is it? Philosophy when dealing with business-to-business interactions. I don't know. It's not an English expression. Tastes not the worst. Not the best though. Like really, if you are looking for an amazing blonde to have, you should try De Pouce. That is hands down still the best blonde that I've ever had. Oh, by the way, let's bring these. Ooh, almost fell. So I found these beers. They're in a can. And it's Peach Explosion. This was Red Fruit Explosion. And this was rum flavored beer. And I really just got these for fun for myself because sometimes I like to just drink and try things without sharing it with you guys because that's how I am. But I wanted to share these with you because these are by Gordon. And I had a beer by Gordon. Yeah, like Gordon is the brewery that did this one. This is the Guinness export. It is delicious. Oh my gosh. Also, this beer, delicious. Gordon is just a brewery that I think I've tried 6 of their beers, and I really like them. They really surprise me. So when I saw these, I thought, okay, they're by Gordon's. Yeah, the whole St. Martin's. I got a variety pack from them. So they're a brewery that I know. I thought, okay, it's fruit beer. I'm gonna try it. These are garbage. Oh my gosh. Like, they taste like peach. This one did sort of taste like peach, but it was just so bad. And this one just tasted like medicine. Like, that was the problem, is that they both had this really sour medicine taste. I mean, I drank them, got me buzzed. That's why I was drinking anyway, because I sort of wanted a buzz because I was stressed out. So it did its job. But this one, the Cubanisto, which I don't think is Belgian. I feel like it's more like Mexican or something. I didn't look any of this up. But rum-flavored beer, it made me laugh because why would you buy beer if you wanted to drink rum? But I was like, I'm going to try it anyway. This was delicious, but it doesn't taste like rum. That or I don't know what rum tastes like. But it didn't really taste like beer or rum. But yeah, these were not good. And if you want to have a beer that doesn't taste like a beer, and the ABV on this is only 5.9%, so it's pretty low. The other ones were 11. Oh my gosh. Like, wow. Obviously not fruit beers, but I tried those after Christmas. And they were really interesting. So if you want some interesting beers to try, you should try those. I'd highly recommend, go out and experience beer and all that. I'm so disappointed with the packaging of this beer. I don't like it. Well, I guess on the positive side, I'll have more room for better bottles. But yeah, missed opportunity there. There could have been just some kind of label, because this is just sad. Like, I'm definitely going to have to return this, and this is just sad too. Of course, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure if I've ever seen these labeled before. I think it's always just gold or silver, so maybe that's not an option. And is this something special? Not really. It says Vanderwall Brewery, which is weird because it's supposed to be the Seizoens Brewery, but maybe they outsource whoever brews or bottles their beer. I don't know. That might be something interesting to look up. I don't like not having a pretty bottle for my collection. I guess I have pretty paper. There's that. I'll just need to think of a way to display it in a way that's, nice. Maybe I can use it as like a collage or something. Cut it or something. I don't know. But there's two other beers. We have a brown, which we will try after the second week, and then a wonderful creep that I have high expectations for. So we're saving that for last, for the final week of exams. I'm going to leave you guys there. It's a short little video just to give you an update on what's going on and to celebrate the fact that the first week is done. 4 tests are over. How many do I have left? I have 7. 7 more tests, and then exams are complete. And then we'll get the results, and then I'll see if I'm going to be really sad. I'm sure I'm going to be really sad in any case, because the grading system here is just it's very different. You only need 10 out of 20 to pass. But I sort of come from the system where if you have 20 points, 19 is just the first loser, and nobody's going to get a 19 unless we were doing something in math. But in other subjects that are more subjective, you're not going to get that. So you need to temper your expectations. I want a 10 because I don't want to have to retake exams, and I want to be done. I want it all to be done. That's what I have for you guys today. Thank you for joining me, and I hope that I will see you next week when we celebrate week 2 of exams being done. Tootsies, my apple scenes.